Good morning, dear student friends. We understood syllabus, paper pattern, time management, various tips and techniques for a presentation of board paper. We had solved model question papers. Right now, we are going through quick recap of all chapters and also studying important questions and answers. Today, we have fifth chapter to revise. The fifth chapter is Emerging Modes of Business. I am Mrs. Neeta Ivle, your OCM teacher. I once again welcomes you in expert lecture series for 12th class. We are getting ready for board exam. Today, we are going to see how to solve some important questions from chapter 5. Also, we will go through important points and then take quick revision of the chapter. This chapter carries 7 marks weightage in 80 marks paper. And with option, it carries 10 marks. Today, we are just revising the chapter. So, it is expected that you already understood all the points in the lesson. For detailed study, I have uploaded 6 video lectures for this chapter on YouTube. The videos are of 15 to 20 minutes each. So, you can learn the chapter through these videos only within 2 hours. I have provided links for the same in this video and also in description box. I would like to insist you to follow the link to understand each part of the chapter thoroughly. So, let's start. These are the points, important points which you should memorize for this chapter. In the other words, these are the important questions for the chapter. Friends, remember that nothing is deleted from this chapter. Okay? The important points are definition of e-business, scope of e-business, benefits and limitations of e-business, then online transactions, outsourcing, its advantages and disadvantages, and BPO, KPO, and LPO and their advantages and disadvantages. Do you remember, friends, what are the 3 strongest trends that shape business today? Those are, first is digitization, that is e-business. Okay. The second one is outsourcing. And the third one is internationalization or globalization. Right? In this chapter, we got more familiar with the first two developments, that is a term electronic business, properly known as e-business, and outsourcing. I mean business process outsourcing. You know it as BPO. Now first we will go through e-business. E-business is administration of conducting business via internet. E-business refers to the use of web, internet, intranets, extranets or some combinations thereof to conduct business. You should understand that e-business is not a technical change, but it is a fundamental change in the way of business be done, aided, supported and enabled by technology. And you know very well that technology is moving fast, make things possible tomorrow, which seems impossible today, right? So, first of all, we must understand the scope of e-business. E-business can be defined as information and communication technologies to support all electronic activities. Almost all types of businesses and their functions such as production, finance, marketing, and personal administration can be carried out over computer networks, as well as managerial activities, that means management functions, which we have studied in second chapter like planning, organizing, staffing, controlling, can be carried out over computer networks. The other way of looking at the scope of business is to examine it in terms of people or parties involved in electronic transactions. You know that today number of businesses and payment apps are used in e-businesses. For example, eBay, Amazon.com, Alibaba.com, and Paytm, Google Pay, Bheem, SBI, PhonePe, etc. Viewed from this perspective, a firm's electronic transactions and networks can be visualized as extended into the following six directions, and those are scope of e-business. Now, the first is business to business, then business to consumer, consumer to business, consumer to consumer, business to administration, and consumer to administration. As I stated earlier, I have uploaded 6 videos lectures for the chapter. I would like to insist you to follow the link below to understand scope of e-business thoroughly. I have given the links in description box too. Okay. Let's see benefits of e-business. Friends, electronic business, that is e-business, expands the marketplace to national and international markets. It decreases the cost of creating, processing, distributing, and retrieving paper-based information. The importance of e-business is very wide because it reduces the transaction cost as well. This reduces transaction cost leads to consumer empowerment. In fact, we can say that e-business makes our life much easier because it saves time. We can get our goods within a short period of time. Other than that, it connects to businesses around the world. We can buy goods that we can't get from the local market. Because of e-business, people get product information online and order the product online through cash or delivery on prepayment. Suppliers as well as buyers both get benefit of internet platform. Till now, there are 3 channels for trading available. Those are face-to-face, mail, and phone. The internet has become the 4th channel for trade. And as we see, this new channel for trade, that is internet, is booming and allowing business to sell more quantity and better quality, and most important, at lower cost. Thus, internet offers a great opportunity over traditional channels as it has some special advantages. Those are as follows. So friends, these are the benefits of e-business. You must follow the link to understand benefits of e-business neatly. Let's move further. The process of adjustment to new technology and new way of doing these causes stress and a sense of insecurity. As a result, people may resist an organization's plans of entry into e-business. E-business is not all that rosy. Of course, e-business have certain limitations as compared to traditional business. And that's why doing business in the electronic mode suffers from certain limitations. It is necessary to us to be aware of these limitations as well. These are the limitations of e-business. Here I have provided the chart showing benefits and limitations at a glance. It will help you to memorize points for exam. Follow the link to understand limitations of e-business neatly. You must visit this link. Now let's move further. Online transactions. Now see, the procedure of online transaction is as follows. The first step is registration. Registration is very necessary for online transaction. The second step is placing an order. And the third step is payment. And in payment, we have these options. Follow the link to understand steps involved in procedure of online transaction. Now the next point is outsourcing. Outsourcing is a trend that is basically reshaping business. It refers to a long-term contracting out generally the non-core activities to third-party specialists. In simple words, the activities which are less important or those does not directly intervene with the production of goods and services. For example, human resources, data processing, logistic, security, etc. These are the advantages of outsourcing. Now these are the limitations of outsourcing. Follow the link to understand outsourcing neatly. Let's see what is BPO, KPO and LPO. Now see, BPO means business process outsourcing. It is the contracting of non-primary business activities and functions to the third-party provider. KPO is nothing but subset of BPO. KPO is process outsourcing knowledge. In other words, KPO stands for knowledge process outsourcing, and it is a process in which the outsource service provider is hired not only for its capacity to perform a particular business process or function, but also to provide expertise around it. Let's see what is LPO. LPO is a subset of KPO. KPO stands for Legal Process Outsourcing, is a type of KPO that, as the name states, is specific to legal services, ranging from drafting legal documents and performing legal research to offering advices. You should memorize advantages and disadvantages of BPO, KPO and LPO. This is the link to learn BPO, KPO, LPO and their advantages and disadvantages neatly. Let's have a look on some important questions. Now question number 3 is study the following case or situation and express your opinion. The first question is Ria purchases watch from Titan shop and her friend Swati purchases watch from online shopping site. Which shopping is from traditional business? This is the first question, and obvious the answer is the Ria. The Ria who is going to purchase of a watch from Titan shop is an example of traditional business. The second question is the purchase of a watch by Swati from an online shopping site is an example of e-business. And the third question is which business involved high risk? Purchase of a watch from online shopping site, that is e-business, involved high risk as there is no direct contact between the purchaser and e-business owner. Now the second question is Radha made his payment by check At the same time, Meera made his payment by fund transfer. The first question is, whose payment is faster? Of course, Srimati Meera's. Second question is, whose payment is related to traditional business? The answer is Srimati Radha. And the third question is, whose payment is related to e-business? The answer is Srimati Radha. Srimati Meera. The fourth question is, distinguish between the following. These three questions are important for this chapter for question number 4. E-business and traditional business, e-commerce and e-business, and BPO and KPO. The difference is explained on the textbook page number 105 and 106. You should write points from the textbook with proper explanation. If you write 5 to 6 points with proper explanation, you will get out of marks, that is 4 marks in the question. Now the next is question number 6, justify the following statements. The first statement is, it is easy to set up e-business as compared to traditional business. Now here I have given 6 points. You can write any 4 out of them. But I will suggest that you should write at least 5 points, 6 points. Then you will get good marks. The second statement is, online transaction is done with the help of internet. Now see, in this question the given statements are true. You just have to give the statements which can support the statements and you will justify the answer. Friends, in this way, today we revisited chapter number 5, that is emerging modes of business. You will certainly benefit from this revision. In next lecture, we will have recap of 6th chapter. Thank you for watching today's lecture attentively.